Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again with another reaction video, guys. Hey guys, of course, we're here continuing the journey of Ben 10. This is Ben 10 Season 3, Episode 6, titled Game Over. Interesting title, not really sure what that means, but of course we'll find out when we get into the episode what this all means. So, last week's episode, of course, Episode 5 of Season 3, Benwolf. Really enjoyed the episode. It was kind of crazy to see Ben slowly turning into a werewolf, but not just any werewolf, an alien werewolf that now he has access to use on the Omnitrix, which is kind of interesting because, of course, we lost last season, we lost Ghost Freak, and now we're adding an alien, so it's kind of interesting, and kind of how it worked as well, because literally the werewolf's coming after him. When I say werewolf, alien werewolf, coming after him, and then it sliced at his Omnitrix, and it was like this yellow effect, like something we've not seen before, and then he started turning into it over time, and then eventually the suit, or like a, you know, a hero suit, if you will, formed over the werewolf when he finally completed his transformation, and then boom, he can now turn to an alien werewolf. At the end of the episode, which traditionally only has happened a couple times in terms of Ben 10, there was actually a sort of cliffhanger, I guess, because all these different machinery parts or whatever that the werewolf at one point was, you know, scounging around and taking or whatever, there's some sort of satellite or some sort of machine that turns on in the cave, and then it just turns on, and then that's the end. So I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And then, of course, that's the end of the episode. I really enjoyed it, and Ben was smitten for a girl, and unfortunately that fell apart because she really didn't see him as a potential boyfriend, and she's like, you're not my type. And then, of course, she was treating him kind of bad, saying, well, when you were the alien werewolf, I think about I could train you, and like, treating him like a pet. And Gwen's like, you can't talk to my cousin that way, only I can. Like, at first, like, oh, she's defending Ben. No, not defending Ben. Like, in a sense, like, I'm defending him because only I can put him down, not you. So yeah, it was a good episode, but yeah, I'm excited to get in this episode and see what this is all about, and yeah, I'm enjoying the hell out of this journey of Ben 10, and let's continue the fun ride. Let's go.
Let me play. Sorry.
He's not gonna let you play.
Oh yeah, high score.
Oh, she's winning.
Beginner's luck. Ben, no fear. Careful, you only have one life left. Ben Tennyson, you are
Took all of her score away.
You're gonna get yours one of
Oh
these
no.
days.
What the hell? Are they in the game?
That big lightning flash. That is so level 1.
That's so level 1. That's handy. She's kicking butt. She's taking names. Okay, okay.
How about getting us out of here before you...
Oh.
Maybe a little problem.
It's not working.
Hero icons? Oh, Ben!
He just lost a life.
I definitely don't want to do that again.
Kicking ass.
Man, there are too many. A Kenny trunk.
A Kenny trunk. Okay. Get the upper hand now. What's that? Oh! Awesome.
This game came with instructions?
Of course you didn't read them. Of course not. When is Max gonna find out that they're not there? They're in a video game?
Hey, that looks like forearms.
Oh!
Wonder if...
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking
That's cool. Okay, so the game kind of adapted with the Omnitrix, kinda?
Are you or are you not a shapeshifter?
He kind of is a shapeshifter, yeah.
You cannot trick me, Kenko. I will not rest until you are defeated, as is my sworn task.
She's just kicking major ass.
This magnificent warrior.
Oh, magnificent.
That's no man.
He's with me.
I can take care of myself.
He was kicking your butt, though.
You are indeed.
Oh, oh no.
I gotta read those instructions.
Yeah, because apparently you're missing out on stuff in this game.
Your skills are impressive.
Thanks. Coming from you,
That's
that's
talking to
credit.
Gwen.
You,
Yeah,
just
Gwen.
Sumo never cheats.
Exactly.
However, I do know a shortcut.
Okay. Go through the door. Come on.
This is no game.
No
The
game.
fate of the entire sumo world hangs in the
Yeah.
balance.
To them, it's
I
real
know.
world.
Ishiyama doesn't know he's a program in a game. This is all real
He can
to
clearly
him.
hear you saying all this. Oh,
And a
Pops.
Kenny trunk.
Careful. One may be a trap.
Ooh.
Only if you solve their riddle.
The key
A riddle.
remains your weapon, but only by sight.
That old cannonball will impress Ishiyama.
Tell me about this upgrade icon, boy. Will your
The
friends
voice.
play with their lives?
I recognize him.
Tell him nothing.
That's not creepy at all.
Warrior Gwen, your sumo bull.
Multiple arrows at once. There you go.
Ben,
Okay, are you now gonna figure it out?
I can't move. What's happening?
Grandpa,
No!
don't shut us off.
Oh shit.
Oh, please tell me I'm on one of those hidden camera shows.
That would be better than what's happening.
There must be some way I can help you guys.
It's kind of cool they can communicate this way.
Sumo Slammer Smackdown.
You gonna read up on the manual? Yes, he is. Ben, seriously?
My weapon is a bow, but when uttered
Yeah.
as a vow, it becomes vow.
the arena of sumo.
Let's say it's an arena or some sort.
The sight of
Oh.
your final defeat. Bring it on, Kenko.
Bring it on! Of course.
But you have to start thinking like a hero again instead of trying to impress a computer program.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. Teamwork! Holy crap, okay. He can, I mean, he's a shapeshifter, so it makes sense he's all different types of animals. Ooh! That hurt. There you go. Okay, get out of there. Go. Oh no.
Now we play by my rules, King.
My rules. Oh boy.
Ishiyama? But I thought you
That's not him. Shapeshifter.
It will take more than Kenko to finish off my last life.
Maybe I can.
Sorry, Ishii, but your travel plans just got canceled.
Okay, about to say. That was good.
Go on. Now who do you think is the best sumo warrior?
Him,
Him.
only a true sumo slammer.
Just in time. Just in time.
How about you kids go out and get some fresh air?
Yeah.
I think I could
Yeah.
use a little real world right about now.
I thought they'd never leave.
He's gonna play. Of course he is, because he's gonna play. This was a fun episode, it really was. And I think the concept of them being sucked into this Sumo Slammer game, whatever it's called, I think that's what was called, Sumo Slammer. The concept of it is very interesting, because I wasn't expecting that to be the episode at all, like in terms of the story. I'm like, okay, so we're starting off and they're kind of sitting there apart and then something's gonna happen. But no, it's actually the game that Ben's playing, and Gwen's like, hey, I want to play that. And Ben, of course, doesn't want her to play. He's like, no. But as soon as she starts playing, he's kicking his ass. Like, she's proving that she's better at the game. And then they get sucked in. And Max is just trying to sleep. And I feel bad for the guy, because he constantly has to drive, because he has no one else to switch off when driving, because they're just driving all around and going all these different places. He can't just, like, turn to Ben or Gwen and go, hey, can you guys take over driving for a couple hours? I want to, you know, get some sleep. I want to get a little nap in. He can't do that. He has to drive everywhere. So I feel bad for him, but then they get sucked into the game. He has no idea. And for the majority of this episode, he had no idea where they were until he finally woke up and like, where are they at? And then he's about to turn off the game. So they get into the game. Ben, of course, is upgrade, revealing that he can just pretty much absorb all these different enemies that are apparently level 1 enemies, and he's able to take them with ease, but also showing too that Gwen is kicking some major ass just on her own. And then when Ben, of course, reverts back to himself, the Omnitrix is no longer available, and the Omnitrix has now turned the aliens he potentially could turn into are now part of this like loot system in the game now, where he has to go find, and then he can put it on the Omnitrix, and then he can actually use that to his advantage. Because the first one he found was 4 arms, and that's when he runs into the sumo that, and I forget the name of the sumo, but he was like so excited to meet or whatever. And of course, he's forearms. Then he's like, "So, what are you, creature? Like, are you my mortal enemy?" Of course, the villain of the game, which I recognize the voice. I'm trying to remember what the actor, Clancy Brown, I think his name Clancy Brown, who's voiced a ton of different characters, and he's also been on The Flash as well. But he's been in a ton of stuff, that actor, and he was the villain. But see, since the villain in the game is a shapeshifter, the assumption was that Ben, who's now forearms, is a shapeshifter. Also, whenever he turned into an alien that he picked up, he actually looked different. Like the style of the gaming or whatever was it transformed into the look of Cannonbolt and Forearm specifically, which I think was pretty interesting. And I like how they were traveling around. They have lives, and then early on, Ben and Gwen only had one left. And they were traveling around trying to find things. And Gwen, like, they found like these 2 coins in this like something box or whatever. I forget what Ben was calling it, but they would find these loot boxes essentially. And Ben got the sword and he starts slashing away at enemies, which was just fun. But Gwen finds a piece of paper. I'm like, what is she gonna do with a piece of paper? And she has like this really intricate like weapon. And Ben's like, how did you get that? And she's like, I read the instructions. I read like this stuff. And it's like, and Ben's like, wait, what? It's like, that's the thing about video games sometimes, is that nowadays there really isn't an instruction manual or anything to kind of help you. Like, you have to like go online or actually just play the game itself. But for this, clearly there's an instruction manual. I mean, she read and created this like crazy weapon. She's able to throw whatever. It was really cool. It was like a really interesting design. And then later on, when Grandpa Max is actually helping and he has the headset on so he can actually talk to them, that was kind of a cool way for them to communicate. He actually joins in as a sumo, and then he actually read on the fact that the villain will try to trick, and he was trying to trick Ben and Gwen into letting him come out, and that was the whole point of the villain. He's like, there's another realm I can take over. It's like, of course, you're sitting to say anything about getting back to your actual world, because in the video game, they think it's their world. Like, to them, this is their actual life, and this is their world. They don't know that they were created for this game. Like, they think this is actually real life. And then Grandma Max, of course, figures out the villain is trying to trick them, and then goes up to like this top area in this like arena and dangles and like drops all this stuff or whatever, and it turns him into the villain. And then revealing too that the villain, the shapeshifter, which is like really cool designs, the dragon, the vulture, and something else, or sort of bird creature, something else as well that he turned into. But in reveal, he's a really small guy. And he has this giant armor to make him gigantic. Thought that was a cool reveal, because literally ultimately he is, a threat, because he can transform into different stuff. So he really is a threat. But I thought it was really cool how they just kind of structured this, because it really played the games when they're taking out enemies, they're showing like points, they're earning points like in the game. So that was kind of a little nice thing there. And to play it up to where the sumo that Ben is just really enthralled with and was just trying, like, I know all your stats, he's like freaking out and stuff, is that, like I was mentioning earlier, they played it like this is their actual world. And Gwen had to tell Ben, look, you don't understand. He thinks that he's in his own world. He doesn't realize you're talking to he's a computer simulation. He's not actually real. Like, he doesn't know that. I thought it was a cool thing, because they could have played it up to where they could have had the concept to where the game knows it's a game, but instead they play it like real life. But of course, Ben and Gwen are approaching it like they're playing the game in real life, but the actual characters you're meeting within the game think this is real life, because they could have played it as they know it's a game or whatever, or the implication is they know. I don't know. I think that would have been interesting, maybe a direction to take, but I like the direction they ultimately went with, because it shows that, they had to treat it as this is real life, even though, because they said, if we lose our last life, we could potentially die in here. Well, you're not gonna. Oh, I mean, can you imagine? Grandpa makes himself turn off the game almost. And then he gets addicted to the game. He's like, hey, you guys go outside. It stops raining. Go outside. Get some fresh air. He's like, thank God they're gone. That's playing. He's just like, is there more to the game after beating that boss? Or he just wanted to play it from the start? I have no idea. But I really enjoyed how they handled this episode. It definitely was different, because I honestly, like I said early on, I wasn't sure what to expect in this episode. And this idea of them getting sucked into a video game is definitely interesting, because we've heard references before about Ben, how he loves sumo wrestlers, and he's really he's really into these different games. So it's kind of interesting to like have this now be a part of a full episode, to where it's actually this whole thing. And Gwen even turned into a sumo at one point. It didn't pop up again later in the episode, but she figured out the riddle that needed to be solved in order for them to get to the level they needed to find upgrade. And that one point too, they were talking about, they were trying to find upgrade, and of course the villain hears this and he's like, I'm gonna go find the upgrade coin. It's like, okay, so you believe them when they say that there's another realm out there. I guess to him, he just wants to rule everything, so it doesn't really matter if he's like, if Ben and Gwen are telling the truth or not. Like, if there is some sort of other realm out there I can conquer, then I'm going to take advantage of it, I guess. I don't know, because there was no real explanation of him saying, I'm going to go find the upgrade coin. It's like, wait, so you actually believe them that this is not, that there's more to this? I don't know. It's just small little things like that would just seem kind of strange, but at the same time, this show was strange. In this episode, the concept and everything was strange, but it was executed pretty well, and it had a fun time with it. So, overall, had a good time with it. I'm not going to complain too much. So, what do you think of the episode? I'm curious to know your thoughts. Whatever thoughts you have about this episode, guys, please let me know in the comments below. I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out.